like a glove. That came out really nice, actually. Thought for sure I was going to drop that in the oil. So we got to remove this right crankcase cover, and that is going to allow us to access the clutch assembly, the oil pump, and the gear shift spindle. Once we get in here, we're going to check out the clutch assembly and see maybe it needs to be replaced, maybe not. I do have the plates. But what we need is to check it out first, because it might not need done. Oh, I am going to have to move this, aren't I? Not too bad at all. Look at that. It's pretty good. Barely any corrosion or rust. Leave this 12 by those ones, since we'll need it in a bit. Now we can get to these guys. Swap it back. Hell yeah. Alright, we gotta get this cover off. It's all the bolts. That was easy. Pretty clean. See, there's definitely some old ass oil in there. I have to give that a little clean out before we put it back on. It looks kind of like my gasket's in good shape too. Maybe I could keep that. A little spacer here we don't want to lose. Got this piece. I'm not sure how this where this came out of. I got the manual though. We'll figure it out. So we got to remove the clutch assembly, oil pump, and then we can get this gear shift spindle out. Sweet Jeebus. There's another one of them spacers. This one we need to take out slowly in a crisscross pattern because there's springs underneath it. What size is a little bit bigger than this, right? Yeah. 11 maybe? 11's too big. I'm getting real worried about dropping stuff in the oil here, so I think we're mostly done dripping. I'm just gonna move it and put a little rag under there. Oh yeah, man. That's some nasty looking oil. I'm already dropping stuff. Drip drops, that's okay. Just a little oil. Just a little oil. This thing's just spinning in here. I don't think that's supposed to happen. You think this thing goes in here? Gotta get out the manual and figure out what that piece goes to. But I know I need to remove this, so I need to figure out how to keep it from spinning while I move it. I can't grab it really. It just spins. What I think I need to do is maybe put it into first gear to get it out. But I don't have the clutch anymore. Did I fuck this up? So, it looks like somebody else had already been in here. They really kind of messed this thing up, didn't they? But we're gonna see. Maybe we can still use it. As far as I can tell, about right here, it looks like is where they tried to lock it back in. Real hard to tell though. I don't think this is what it's supposed to look like. I think that this is all missing right there. That thing was supposed to go all the way around this and be kind of dented in at one point, but I'm a little concerned. Maybe it was never locked in the first place after the last person messed with it. See, thinking about right there. All right, got our special clutch tool. Man, this lock nut is all messed up though. I'm gonna definitely have to get a new one, I think. Oh, this is gonna be hard to get going without pushing the bike over. We're gonna have to figure this one out. Kind of trying to move the bike while I do it. Just go like this. We got it. Breaker bar for the win. Woo! Needed this little 3-inch extender too. We got it now. I'll take this in and try to get a new lock nut for it. Hoping they got one locally. So I had that in first and I was pressing the brake to keep it from moving. Dang dude, look at this thing. That stuff looks pretty good, but now this is getting more cleared out. I'm also gonna have to remove that. Do I really need to remove the pump, I wonder? Okay. 3 screws here. Now we can take this all off. Probably didn't even need to actually remove that part of it. Should be alright though. So maybe we don't have to worry about taking the oil pump off. The spring came out, and this little assembly thing came down a bit. Come down far enough though. And how do we get it out? It looks like I am gonna have to take that off, even so. There we go. Okay, so these were starting to get stripped. I didn't want to strip them out completely, but I managed to loosen this guy up just enough that this should come out now. There we go. Just gotta get it to come all the way out. Whoo! There she is. Now we got our fresh one. Much nicer. Probably need to lube it up a little. Oh man, getting this back through is gonna be a bitch, I bet. Let's try and lube it up some. Bit of this leftover oil is in the pump there. Why does it feel like it's not wanting to go through? I hope something didn't clog it up. Putting it back through the right hole right now. It's gotta be the wrong hole, that's why. It helps if you put it back in the right hole. Alright, so that was a little easier. Got that in. I did not check the oil filter screen though. Oh well. New spindle's in. Down here, just needed to loosen this nut. And then I was able to get it out. Got the new one in. Now we gotta get this clutch back in. Got my torque wrench, 54 foot-pounds. Get it on here and start tightening it. Okay. I'm gonna get these springs back in here. I think they matter which way they go in. Let's get these on tight enough that I can get them all seated. Alright. 2-finger torque. Alright. I think those are good. Oh, we gotta get these ones back in from when I was trying to remove this oil pump. Which, you know what, I'm not even sure I needed to do that. Pisses me off that those screws were stripping. But I don't need to remove the oil pump right now, so I'm just going to leave them in there. You guys are all back in. Now, this thing is going to go up in there, just in here. And it just sits there, and then the case holds it in place. But before I do that, I think I'm going to just clean up a little bit, like around this gasket and stuff. Probably should replace the gasket, but you know, might be alright not replacing it. Alright, get the crankcase cover back on. Too big of a deal. Go out here, I have to clean off. And then go with the bolts. Just getting this guy all buttoned up here. Alright, well, this should be good. We gotta get the oil dipstick back in, put the plug in the bottom, get the gear shift on, get the other pedal on. This guy's easy. Where's my bolts? And my socket. It's got like a little bit of a scrape there. This one's in pretty good shape though. The other one was much worse. Alright, so Gearshift spindle has been installed. This is the old one. It's really tore up, you can tell there. Next thing to do will be to install a new ignition switch. Needs that pretty badly. Gonna put a new tank on, breathe some life into the old girl yet. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.